This ugly slide is basically the core of what I wanted to talk about. From the outside, if I can get the kind of nest I want, that's what we see. But from the inside, it looks more like this. The combs are connected at the top. They're not really connected at the bottom, they're at the top, all the way up. Ventilation and humidity can be almost non-existent. Ventilation can be almost non-existent. So all that cracking and popping that we're doing and a feral nest doesn't happen. The R value of trees and rocks is remarkable when compared to the R value of a single 3/4 inch piece of lumber, which was remarkably minimal. These old combs that we eliminate that are dark are nothing more than the liver of that colony, and they've absorbed those toxic natural nectars and pollens that we talked about, and to some extent the man-made toxic nectars and chemicals, and darken this up, and then they just move away from it. So this is like a big blotter, it's like a liver. And then what happens is that later on, mice and wax moths will come in, will chew that up, break it, tear it down, and move on. This is all part of a big system, of an ecological system, where wax moths are not considered to be an enemy, where mice are not these obnoxious things that cover all over your house, but they're just part of this system that weaves through here. These wavy cross combs are ventilation and humidity control devices that keeps moisture there. That old comb can hold a remarkable amount of moisture to be released at a time when the humidity is too low inside the colony. The colony lifespan, kind of already mentioned, is comb spacing. You can see how they're laying it out. They're coating everything in propolis to give them that bacterial resistance to this. The interest can be variable, and the one thing that I know nothing about, but it's in every feral colony we open, is a bottom ecosystem. So if they're in the nest of a tree, or in the bowl of a tree, in the hollow of a tree, at the bottom of that nest, there's going to be beetles, earwigs, grubs, larvae, stuff. Woe be any varroa mite that drops down into that slurry. You don't need a screen bottom board. They won't come back out of that whole thing. So that's an active composting system down there that we have completely eliminated from the artificial domicile that we use in the Langstroth colony. I don't know what that means. It may mean nothing, but I do know that that's a major component of the natural beehive that's gone. As I said, this colony's sole goal is to cast multiple swarms per year, and these drones that are being produced, more about them later, are nothing more than genetic alternatives. Even in Tennessee, if you see drones in hard winter, show me your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see you got 6 people who went out there first. If you see drones in hard winter, show me your hand. Same 6, right? I don't know what's up with that. That's not a mistake. This was not a drone in my hive behind my house that had just died recently. That drone had to have been produced on January the 31st, 2014, when we were having those horrendously cold days I was telling you about. That was one of 3 or 4 drones I saw in 2 or 3 different colonies. And the thing is, you beekeepers have been telling me that you were seeing winter drones. And I was very polite, internally condescending. You wouldn't know a drone from a Chevrolet, but apparently you do, because now I'm running around and say, yeah, I see them too. It's just like seeing Yeti. I've seen winter drones. So I can't explain why they're there. Is this a weak colony producing drones early to send out genetic complements of its hive? Because it's not going to be sending out queens or swarms. So maybe it could just send out drones so that its genetic source doesn't die completely. Is it a reflection of the queen's condition? I don't know.